Mataji joins in middle, we'll give the chance to Mataji. Mataji.
Sure, Prabhu. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so when you're ready, Mataji, kindly start the recitation.
Okay, Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter 1, Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. Text 1. Dhritarashtra Uvacha.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Say 24th onwards, apology.
Oh, sorry, Prabhuji. Sorry. 24th, yeah?
Yes, 24th.
Okay. I'm reading from the book, Prabhu. Sorry.
Yes, sure, Mataji. That's fine.
24th. Sanjaya Uvacha. Evam Vukto Rishikesho Gudakeşena Bharata Senayorubhayormadhye Stapayitva Rathottamam.
Sanjay said, O descendant of Bharata, having thus been addressed by Arjuna, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties.
Text 25. Bhishmadrona pramukataha sarvesham cha mahikshitam uvacha partha pashetam samavetan kuruniti.
In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, Just behold, Partha, all the Kurus assemble here.
Tatra pashyat stitan partha pitrun atapitamahan acharyan matulan vratan putran pautran sakshitam. Swashuran surudaschaiva senayorubayorapi.
In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and other, there Arjun could see within the midst of the armies of both parties his father, grandfather, teachers, maternal uncle, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his father-in-law and well-wishers.
Tan samikshasya kaunteya sarvan bandhurna avasthitan kripaya paraya vishto vishidanta idam abravit.
When the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with the compassion and spoke thus.
Arjuna uvacha drushmemam swajanam krishna yuyusam samapastitam sidanti mama gatrani mukham cha parishishyati.
Arjun said, My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up.
Vepatuscha sharire me romaharshascha jayate gandivam samaste hastat tvakcheva paridatyate.
Don't change the system. Use a cup. Use a jug.
My whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on end, my bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning.
न च शक्नोम्यवस्थातुं भ्रमतीव च मे मनः निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव.
I am now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only cause of a misfortune. O Krishna, killer of the Kesi demon.
न च श्रेय अनुपश्यामि ऋत्वा हत्वा स्वजनम् अहम् न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण न च राज्यं सुखानि च.
I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsmen in this battle. Nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness.
Text 30 to 35. Kim no rajyena govinda, kim bhogaya जीवितेन वा येषामर्था काङ्क्षितं नो राज्यं भोगा सुखाम्नि च तयिमे अवस्थिता युद्धे प्राणां त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्य पितर पुत्रास्तथैव च पितामहा मातुला श्वशुरा पुत्रः शाला सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान्न हन्तुम् इच्छामि घ्नतोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतो किं नु मही कृते निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्रान् का प्रीति स्यात् जनार्दन.
O Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teacher, father, son, grandfathers, maternal uncles, father-in-law, grandson, brother-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me, O maintainer of all living entities? I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three words, let alone this earth. What pleasure will be derived from killing the son of Dhritarashtra?
पापमेवाश्रयेदस्मान् हत्वैतान् आततायिनः तस्मान्नराः वयं हन्तुं धातराष्ट्रान् सबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिना श्याममाधव.
Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the son of Dhritarashtra and our prince. What shall we gain? O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune, and how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen?
यद्यप्येतेन मा पश्यन्ति लोभोपहत चेतसः कुलक्षया कृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम् कथं न ज्ञेयम् अस्माभिः पापादस्मां निवर्तितुं कुलक्षया कृतं दोषं पापस्याभिधिर्जनार्दन.
O Janardana, although these men their hearts overtaken by greed, so not fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends. Why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engaging in this act of sin?
कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्मा सनातनः धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृष्णम् अधर्मो अभिभव्यत्य उतः.
With the destruction of the density, the internal family tradition is vanished, and thus the rest of the family become involved in irreligion.
अधर्माभिभवत् कृष्ण प्रद्युषन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दृष्ट्वा वार्ष्णेया जायते वर्णसङ्करः.
When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of manhood, O descent of Vishnu comes unwanted progeny.
शङ्करो नरकायैव कुलज्ञानां कुलक्षय च पतन्ति पितरो ह्येषां लुप्तपिण्डोदकक्रियः.
Sorry, an increase of unwanted population certainly cause hellish life both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestor of such fall down because the performers for offering them food and water are internally stuck.
दोषरेतैकुलज्ञानं वर्णसङ्करकारकै उस्याद्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वतः।
by by the evil deed of those who destroy of the family tradition and those give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community project and family welfare activities are devastated.
उत्सन्नाकुलधर्माणां मनुष्याणां जनार्दन नरके नियतं वासो भवत्यत्य अनु अनुशुश्रुमः।
O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have here my dispellic succession that those whose family tradition are the destroyer, they will always in hell.
अहो बत महत्पापं कर्तुं व्यवस्थिता वयं यद्राज्यसुखः लोभेन हन्तुं स्वजनम् उद्यतः।
Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit a great driven by the desire to enjoy real happiness. We are intent on killing our own kinsmen.
यदि माम् अप्रतीकारम् अशस्त्रं शस्त्रपाणयः धातराष्ट्रारणे हन्युस्तन्मे क्षेमतरं भवेत्।
Better for me if the son of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresting on the battlefield.
संजय उवाच एवमुक्तार्जुनः सङ्ख्ये रतोपस्थ उपविशत् विसृज्य सा शरं चापं शोकसंविघ्नमानसः।
Sanjay said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with the grief.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you. Sorry for the mistake.
Very beautifully recited. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad-Bhagavad-Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma-Vidhyayam Yoga-Shastre Shri-Krishna-Arjuna Sambhade Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Pradhamadhyayah. Thank you so much, Mataji, Prabhavati Mataji, and Malti Mataji. So beautifully recited. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we shall move to the next part of our program. It's a Japa session. Hare Krishna, Nagaraj Prabhuji, Danatna.
Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So can I request Prabhuji, would you like to do the Panchatattva mantra 3 times, and then we shall start the japa.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा।
3 times, Prabhuji.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Rama
Ram Ram,
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram, Ram Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Rama Rama, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Rama
Ram, Ram
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे हरे
Hare
राम
Krishna,
राम
Hare
राम
Krishna,
राम
Hare
हरे हरे
Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 राम
Hare Krishna,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
राम
Ram, Ram,
राम
Ram,
राम
Ram,
राम
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
हरे
Hare Krishna,
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram, Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Ram,
राम
Hare
राम
Krishna, Hare
राम
Krishna,
राम
Hare
हरे हरे
Ram,
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
कृष्ण हरे
Ram,
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Ram,
राम
Hare
राम
Krishna, Hare
राम
Krishna,
राम
Hare
हरे हरे
Ram, Ram, Ram,
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Ram,
हरे हरे
Ram,
हरे राम
Hare
राम
Krishna,
राम
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
हरे
Hare Ram,
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram, Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Ram, Ram,
राम
Hare
राम
Krishna,
राम
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram,
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण
Krishna
राम
Hare
राम
Ram,
राम
Ram,
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Ram, Hare
हरे
Krishna, Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Krishna
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram,
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Hare
राम
Krishna, Hare
राम
Krishna, Hare
राम
Ram,
हरे
Ram,
हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna, Krishna Hare
राम
Ram,
राम हरे हरे हरे
Hare Krishna,
हरे कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
कृष्ण हरे
Ram,
हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 राम हरे हरे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण dear devotees. If you have not yet completed the chanting, so kindly complete it behind. So meanwhile, we enter into next part of the program. It is a kirtan. So today our kirtan is Bhakta Nagaraj Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी एक
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
I will start. Today is my first time I'm doing. Excuse me for any faults.
It is very wonderful, Prabhuji.
Thank
Would you
you.
like any response, Prabhuji, behind you?
Yeah, if you want, I can do that.
I request any devotees would like to volunteer to respond to Nagaraj Prabhuji.
I can do, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Hare
thank
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. I'll start. जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी
जय यशोदनन्दना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना
जय यशोदनन्दना जय sorry Prabhuji, I'm having
जय यमुनतीरवनचारी जय कुञ्जविहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुञ्जविहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरिवराधारी जय यशोदनन्दना जय व्रजजनरञ्जना जय यमुनतीरवनचारी जय कुञ्जबिहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे राधा कृष्णचंद्र की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nice lesson and very beautiful.
थैंक यू
Thank you so much. Malti Mataji, are you available? Okay, otherwise,
sorry Prabhuji, I had some issues, so I couldn't continue singing with Prabhu. So
would you like to sing, Mataji, for next 10 minutes?
Okay, Kirtan Prabhu.
Yes, any Kirtan would you like to sing?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna Mahamantra will do, no?
Yes,
I don't mind anything.
Yes, Mataji.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्यत्या देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare,
हरे
Hare
राम
Rama, Hare Rama,
राम
Rama
राम
Rama,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Sri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Radha Gokulananda Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Landaneshwara Radha Landaneshwara Radha Landaneshwara Sri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Landaneshwara Radha Landaneshwara Radha Landaneshwara Shri Radhe.
Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman.
Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Hanuman.
Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra.
Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra.
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe.
Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva.
Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva.
जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा शिल प्रभुपदा
जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा शिल प्रभुपदा
जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा शिल गुरुदेवा
जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा शिल गुरुदेवा
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
श्री श्री संकीर्तन एक महायज्ञ की जय हरे
जय
कृष्णा थैंक यू माता जी वेरी ब्यूटीफुल हरे कृष्णा
कृष्ण थैंक यू सो मच माता जी वेरी ब्यूटीफुल कीर्तन हरे कृष्णा रामलला प्रभु जी धन्यवाद प्रणाम
हरे कृष्णा धन्यवाद प्रणाम धन्यवाद हरे कृष्णा
okay so shall move to the next part of program it's the Guru Vandana can I request any devotees would like to do Guru Vandana Ramlala Prabhuji, would you like to do?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah, I cannot sing properly and I have problem also,
Okay.
Sorry, I like to do, but
Any family members are also fine, Prabhuji, if you like. It's available.
yeah, yes, maybe. I am not quite sure. Riti?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Keshav Prabhuji, hello, now.
Krishna Prabhu, you want me to start if anybody want to continue
Ramlala
or anybody would like to I don't mind I'll do it
Yes, Mataji, you can do that. You can do that. Hare
Okay.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
श्री गुरु चरणा पद्मा केवला भक्ति सद्मा बंदो मोहि समादान माटे श्री गुरु चरणा पद्मा केवला भक्ति सद्मा बंदो मोहि समादान माटे जहरा प्रसादे भाई ए भवा तोरी जा जाय कृष्णा प्राप्ति होय जहाँ होयते गुरुमुखा पद्मावज्ञा चित्ते ते कोरिया क्या अरना कोरी हो माने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तमागति जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्वा आशा चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेदे गाय जहर चरितो वेदे गाय जहर चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना आहा प्रभु करो दया दे हमारे पदचया आहा प्रभु करो दया दे हमारे पदचया ए बेजस गुशु त्रिभुवना ए बेजस गुशु त्रिभुवना श्रील प्रभुपाद पतित पावना श्रील प्रभुपाद पतित पावना जय जय प्रभुपदा 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 श्रील प्रभुपदा जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय श्रील गुरुदेव जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय थैंक यू
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautiful. Okay, so Hare Krishna Ram Lala Prabhuji is pretty available for Mangala Chantais. Any volunteers would like to do Mangala Chantais? Malakshmi Mataji is available. Okay, in that case, I shall do the Mangala Chantais. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांशान् श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांशान्। हे कृष्ण करुण सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। Okay, thank you so much. So, can I request for to lead this Premadvani place? Any volunteers to do that?
Shall I go ahead, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Thank you. जय नित्य लीला परिविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रीलत एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai.
जय ओम विष्णुपादाय परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
Jai.
नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की
Jai.
इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रीलत प्रभुपाद की
Jai.
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Prastha Ki
Jai.
Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinatha Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki
Jai.
Vrindavan Dham Ki
Jai.
Mathura Dham Ki
Jai.
Navadvip Dham Ki
Jai.
Jagannath Puri Dham Ki
Jai.
Ganga Mai Ki
Jai.
Yamuna Mai Ki
Jai.
Tulsi Devi Ki
Jai.
Bhakti Devi Ki
Jai.
Sankirtana Yagna Ki
Jai.
Brihad Mridanga Ki
Jai.
Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki
Jai.
Gaura Premanande Hari Hari
Hari
Bol.
Hari Bol.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very beautifully led opening place. Thank you so much. Okay, we are sharply on time, almost. Okay, now we have got Krishna Keshav Prabhuji here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Keshav Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for kindly accepting to speak Chaitanya Charitamrita to us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And yes, Prabhuji, so this session is yours. So now.
Thank you. Okay, so we're talking today about Srila Prabhupada's book, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya,
Yes.
Chapter 5, How to Approach Krishna. So this book, The Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, is a summary study of the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and it documents Mahaprabhu's conversations with our Vaishnava acharyas who came after, scholars, kings, saints, and mystics, I guess, of his day. So let's just begin by asking for the blessings of Srila Prabhupada, the Vaishnava acharyas, and our Guru Maharaj. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskchatta Deshatarine Bukam Karoti Vachalam Pungam Langayate Girim Yat Krit Pripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Deta Gadadara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So Srila Prabhupada opens his chapter 5, this How to Approach Krishna, by reminding us of one thing, that in all truth, all Vedic literature directs the human being towards a perfect stage of devotion. The Vedas are vast. They include something for everybody. There is philosophy, there is science, there is art, there is theology, mathematics, law, astronomy. But they have 4 basic sections, if you like, or 4 sections which cover ritualistic maybe activities. Well, actually 4 sections. They cover ritualistic activities. We call that karma kanda. There's the section on knowledge and philosophical speculation, jnana kanda. There is upasana kanda, which contains the different mantras for hymns, for chanting, for worshipping the demigods. And it's all there. And the Vedas, as you'll see here, are big. Let me just quickly show you this diagram. Huge. There is astronomy. There is something on pronunciation, grammar, meters and rhythm and rhyme. There is an explanation of the mantras in terms of philosophy. In the Aranyakas, in the Brahmanas, there's a ritualistic explanation of the mantras. And on this side, you have all the different schools of thought, I suppose. But we won't go into this because this is way out of what we're going to talk about today, but it gives you an idea, doesn't it? It's absolutely vast. There is absolutely something there for every one of us. But it all directs us to this one thing, which is what? Anyone? Come on, Prabhu. You.
Krishna.
Yes.
Krishna.
What does it direct us to?
Towards Krishna, devotional service to Krishna.
Devotional service, that's right. Towards perfection of bhakti. Bhakti, love for and devotion to Krishna and his associates. In our tradition, in our religion, in our philosophy, and in the truth that we believe or we accept, Vedic knowledge is the original knowledge. It's spoken by Krishna. In our scriptures, Krishna is referred to as the Adi Purusha, the original person. And he gives all this knowledge for the great adventure that this ordinary jiva here is going to embark upon. And when we come down here, we get conditioned by all these different things that happen in the material world. We get drawn into things and we forget who Krishna is. And then we become embarrassed about what we're doing in front of other people and we don't do it properly, or we don't want to do it. Or if we find devotional life, then, you know, we're encouraged to get on with it. But throughout all of this, we always seem to, humanity seems to find it difficult to say we can approach God easily. But we can. Because he made it possible, didn't he? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in the form of a devotee. Why? If you don't want to be worshipped and respected, and you don't want to teach people about love, then you don't come as a devotee, do you? So he came as a devotee. So that we could understand that actually we can approach Krishna and his associates directly. But it's the mood and the manner in which we approach him that is important. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this to Sanatan Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. And he quoted Uddhav when he was speaking to Uddhav in the Uddhav Gita in the Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted Krishna speaking to Uddhav. Krishna said to Uddhav, "Na sadhyati mam yogo, na sankyam dharma uddhava, na svadhyayas tapastyago, yatha bhaktir mamorjita." He said, "My dear Uddhav, devotion and seva, service, that's all my devotees do for me. The love with which they approach me, it brings me under their control. I cannot be controlled by those engaged in the process of merely mystic yoga, Sankhya philosophy, pious work, philosophical empiric Vedic study, austerity, or renunciation." Then he continued and he said to Uddhav, "Bhaktyaham ekaya grayah shradhayatma priya satam bhakti punati manishta swapakanapi sambhavat." That only those who practice unconditional love, unconditional devotional service to me with full faith can obtain me. I'm naturally dear to my devotees, he says, because I am the only goal of their loving service. By engaging in pure devotional service, Krishna says even the dog eaters can purify themselves from the contamination of their low birth. So everyone's looking for perfection, aren't they? Everyone, all of us. Everyone wants to be happy. And everyone's chasing around after that happiness in one way or another. And we're constantly looking for something better. Grass is always greener on the other side. But we never quite seem to get to that point. Not completely. Because what we experience can be very temporary. There is the crux of it. But when we come to the platform of bhakti, of devotional service, it doesn't matter how imperfect it is. Srila Prabhupada explains we can become truly happy. And with that, we can progress to the next stage of perfection. And it won't happen in this lifetime. Maybe not in the next, maybe not even in millions of lifetimes to come. But we have to believe that it will. Because without hope, what is there? There's nothing. And it's true. Let's take this Sangha. Why aren't you all doing Saturday night things? Radha Kokulananda Bhajan Kutir Prabhu. Change your name because I can never remember your name on there. Why are you here on a Saturday? Why aren't you in the pub or playing snooker somewhere or going to the cinema, to a restaurant? Why are you here? Why are you here?
To hear Krishna Katha.
Why do you want to hear Krishna Katha?
It is a Shravana Seva.
Yes.
Shravana Seva.
It's part of your service. It's part of that devotional service. So it's true, isn't it? If we come to this platform of devotional service, actually not very much else is that important. There are things that are important, like you have to do some work, you have to earn some money, you have to put food on the table, you have to pay your bills to maintain your body. Other than that, what is there actually going on out there of actually any real significance that's not superficial or temporary? Tell me.
Yeah, it's a sense gratification. Just
You can get a job, have a great job, like it for a while, lose it, or even keep it for many years and still be bored. You could have a beautiful family, a wonderful family life, but still not be quite perfectly happy and still chasing around for something. Yeah. No matter how temporary it is, we'll keep doing it because that's our nature. Our nature is to enjoy. That's the spirit soul. People often ask me, say, oh, you're religious and that, but how do you explain this being earth and, spiritual world? And then what are we all doing here? It's another question for another day, but we can begin to make some sense out of it. So all of this, really, we can do to make us happy. May I ask you a question? We are Vaishnavas and we follow Krishna, we worship Krishna, and we want to learn about him. We want to take instruction about, his pastimes and what our scriptures and our many ancient scriptures are teaching us. There's so many of them. And all of these scriptures are directing us. Some are directing us to worship this demigod. Some are directing us to, worship another demigod or do something else. So many different things are actually going on. And that's just in our, if you like, our Hindu or Vaishnav section. What about the other religions in the world? Why are there different types of religion? Why are there different types of worship recommended in the Vedas? Vedas do recommend lots and lots and lots of different types of worship, don't they? Worship this demigod for this result, do this yajna for that result. Yeah. If you do this, you'll get that. If you do that, if you put this much money, if you put 101 in, you'll get this. If you put one, even now, if you go to the temples in Vrindavan, they'll do the same thing. We will get you forgiven of all your sins, providing you put 1 lakh in the donation box. Then you're all right. Yeah. The Vedas recommend many different types of worship and many different ways to appease the gods, or many other ways to find a more favorable reaction to our actions, even to our karma, to our work. So when Mahaprabhu was teaching his associates and followers about this, he pointed one thing out to them, that despite all these very many scriptures and instructions presented to us in the Puranas and the Vedas, there's one specific verse, and it's in the Padma Purana. I've just got the English translation here. If somebody would like to just read this for me, I'm just going to share this slide. What does Mahaprabhu teach us here? What the Puranas say? Amol, please read.
there are many different Puranas, instructions for worshipping different types of demigods, but such instructions only bewilder people into thinking that the demigods are supreme. Yet, if one carefully studies the Puranas, he will find that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the only object of worship.
Thank you. This is a translation from a quote in the Padma Purana. So basically, Mahaprabhu is telling us that if you look here, it tells you Despite you reading all of this, just remember there's only one benefactor, one beneficiary to all of this. The demigods, for example, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, they're not immortal. Yes? Or they are immortal because everybody's immortal, sorry. But they are not the supreme personality of Godhead. They're still dependent upon Krishna. And in all the leelas that we see or we read about, you know, in our scriptures and everything that we watch on ZTV or the dramas that are on these days, I don't know what they show, but I know my mum watches these serials sometimes where you've got Mahabharata or Ramayana or something on the TV, you know. But all of these things point us to the same thing, don't they? Krishna himself confirms in the Bhagavad Gita. Can't remember which verse it's in, but roughly.
सर्वं परिसन्निविष्टो मत्तस्मृतिज्ञानम् अपोहनं च वेदेषु सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदेव च.
Yep, there's that. And there's another one where he says, those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually only worship me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in the wrong way. Krishna says, Yapya anya devata bhakta yajante shadayan vitaha tepi mam evakonteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. You know that verse?
Yes, avidhi purvakam.
Yeah. Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith only really worship me, O son of Kunti, he said, but they do it in the wrong way. So why do we have different types of worship in the world? Huh? You've got demigod worship, you've got the Christian church, you've got the Muslim mosques, you've got Jewish synagogues. Why do we have different faiths in the world? We're all one great big happy family who are Krishna's children, Krishna's sons and daughters. Anybody can say, why do we have different religions in the world?
Dear devotees, anyone would like to respond to Prabhuji?
Yes, yeah. Why do you think?
So many people. Okay, Nagaraj Prabhuji is going to.
Prabhu, in order to connect to different, like there are 4 lakh kind of human species, right? To wave the to match their wavelength, their thinking process.
Precisely that. Yeah, I like the way you put that, Prabhu, to match their wavelength. I'm going to steal that line in my next class. I've got a group of young children, younger boys and girls, sort of 16 to sort of 14 to 18 to do a class for next week. So I'm going to use that wavelength. That's a good word. Because he's tuning into our wavelength, isn't he?
Yes.
And you know, we as Vaishnavas, we're very nice as Vaishnavas, but if I might say so, and I don't mean any offense to any Vaishnavas when I say this, we can actually be really cruel. Do you know that as Vaishnavas? We can be selfish and we can be cruel when we talk about other faiths. We are right, they are wrong. They don't know what they're doing, only we know what we're doing. Right? But Krishna's the creator, Krishna's the controller, but they don't know what they're doing. So are we implying that Krishna's not controlling them? I don't know. My point is this, we can be cruel because we even do this with impersonalists, don't we? We use this word, Mayavadi. It's not a nice word, really. It's not a very polite word to use. You know, but the point is that if Krishna can be impersonal for the impersonalists, he can be Jesus for the Christians, he can be Allah for the Muslims. Mahaprabhu confirms it. Nam Nam Bakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis, that Krishna has many millions and thousands of names. Yes. And remember, I used to be a Christian. I was a Catholic monk for 10 years before I came here and got involved with Krishna consciousness. But it taught me one thing. It's to do with your wavelength. My wavelength was over there. And Krishna's so kind. He said, okay, you're not quite going to quite get me yet. So you go over there and you do this. You learn something, it will help you. And then maybe later on, maybe in this lifetime, or maybe in the next lifetime. Luckily for me, it was this one. You might get to meet me, or at least understand me a little bit. So I'm beginning to do the understanding bit. Now, one day, you know, maybe in a million lifetimes later or 2 million lifetimes later, I'm not sure. He hasn't told me yet. But I'm going back because he's told me I'm going back because that's my job, isn't it? My job is to love and my job is to serve. Jivera Swarupahaya Krishna Nityadasa. Correct? So I've got to go back. I've got to go back to where I came from. I've got to go back home. It's the same as when we leave home. You know, we're at university and we get a job and then the job doesn't work out. Then we get married and then the marriage doesn't work out. And then she kicks us out and then we have to go home. What happens? We go back home to mommy and daddy, don't we? That's supposed to be a jokey sort of example, but you understand my point. We can always go back home. Krishna won't throw us out. So, excuse me for 1 second. I seem to have lost something here on my screen. Just bear with me. I can't see you at the minute. My screen's crashed, so just bear with me. It's all going to come back up in a minute, but I hope.
Yeah, we can see you, Prabhuji.
You can see me, but I can't see you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So when you get a chance, so kindly be interactive with the Prabhuji, Krishna Keshav Prabhuji. So he wanted everyone to interact. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Sure, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Gauri Mataji, Dandavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam.
So we're waiting for Krishna Keshav Prabhuji. So this is the chapter we are teachings of Lord Chaitanya, how to approach God. So this is what Prabhuji is explaining to us.
Okay.
So
Prabhuji.
yeah, thank you, Mataji. So while the Prabhuji is going to join us, can I request anyone would like to read this one?
Will I do?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, first paragraph.
Hare Krishna. How to approach God. In truth, all Vedic literature directs the human being towards the perfect stage of devotion. The path of fruitive activities, speculative knowledge, and meditation don't lead one to the perfect stage, but the Lord is actually approachable by one who follows the process of devotional service. Therefore, all Vedic literature recommends that one accept this process. In this regards, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted from the Lord's instruction to Uddhava in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 14, text number 20 to 21. Sorry, I cannot read.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. So we got Krishna Keshav Prabhuji back.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that. My computer crashed out on me. I don't know what happened there. I think somebody was trying to send me a big file to do with work, and it interfered with the connection. Anyway, I've stopped that happening. So sorry about that. I wasn't expecting to do that right now. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, so we were at this place where, you know, Krishna has basically, well, we were saying that why are there so many different religions in the world? And Prabhuji mentioned that, you know, it's so that, you know, Krishna's tuning into our wavelength, you know, not just our wavelength, our consciousness, our desire, what we want to do in this world. As I said, spirit soul is supposed to enjoy, isn't he? You know, so we go off and we enjoy a little bit. And then when we're enjoying, we don't want to know about Krishna. But this is part of our free will, our freedom of choice. Eventually, he gets us all back. That's for another class, though. So as we're not on this transcendental level yet, we can take the instructions or the advice given in the Vedic literature, you know, and if we are worshipping demigods, according to our situation, as Prabhupada mentions there, we're wrapped up in our different modes of nature. We're getting pulled this way, we're getting pulled that way, and we're going to go off and do lots of different things. So if we take this into account and we say, okay, so Krishna's given me this, you know, we can move up to the next level. But if we think of Krishna as the Adipurusha, as I mentioned earlier, the original person who spoke this knowledge to us, this Vedic knowledge, and also provided all the divisions of the Vedic knowledge through the ages so that we could tune into the right wavelength or the right age that we're in, as you said, Prabhu, then it becomes clear that we can also learn how to love Krishna unconditionally. That's what he wants. Unconditional love without any of our agenda. I'm doing this because of this. I'm doing this because of that. I'm doing this because I don't want that Mataji to feel that, you know, I'm not so good as her, or whatever it is. But we all have this going on in our head sometimes, you know. So it can take many lifetimes, you know, to get to that point where we go back to Krishna, or even that we can get to know Krishna. And he tells us in the Bhagavad Gita, he says to Arjuna, you know, Bahunam janmanamante yanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. That after many, many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. He says, such a soul is very, very rare. In other words, we can go through millions of births and deaths, and we still might not even get to know Krishna even a little bit. Or we might even just get to know him a little bit, and for some of us a bit more. And for people like Prabhupada, a whole lot more. But he was one of a kind. How many Prabhupads have we had since before him and after him? Not so many. Nobody like him, really. You know. So Krishna is pointing out to us that actually there's only one in a million years who'll actually get to know me so well. But in the meantime, I'm giving you all of this in different ways of doing things to make it easy for you, to make you happy. This is Krishna's unconditional love. It's all for us. But we take advantage of this. Our scriptures reveal to us that, and Prabhupada mentions this in the chapter there, that Krishna is Ashraya, the shelter of everything. So we know him as the supreme truth, the Ashraya Tattva. So if he is the Ashraya, the shelter of everything, and the supreme absolute truth, it means that even the demigods are dependent upon this Ashraya Tattva. They're not independent. In the Sri Ishopanishad, it is written that he, Krishna, controls those who supply the wind, the air, and the rain. Check out Mantra 4 of the Sri Ishopanishad. That's what it tells you. So if all the great demigods are dependent upon Krishna, then what to speak of us? Huh? And to show this, Sanatana Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to Sanatana Goswami that actually we are all part of one thing, everything in this world. Parts of Krishna's energies. His internal potency, which is the spiritual sky, the kingdom of God, the heavenly planets. His marginal potency, which is the living entities, the jivas, including us, the humans and the demigods. And the external potency, which is the material world, Maya Devi, who controls this. Yeah. And all these energies are owned and they're all controlled by Krishna. But these energies fall into these two groups. Basically, his apara prakriti, his inferior energy, including the elements of material nature, earth, water, fire, air, mind, intelligence, etc. And his para prakriti, who is superior energy, the energy that includes the living beings, that's us, the jivas. We're part of his superior energy because we're parts and parcels of Krishna. And if we remember that, we can realize that actually we are his children, aren't we? Srila Madhvacharya, he says that this world, in his commentary actually to the Ishopanishad, he says that this world has to be fit to be dwelt in by Krishna, because nothing moves without the presence of Krishna. The whole world, or whatever is within Prakriti, within nature, has to be fit to be dwelt in by the Lord. So enjoy what he gives you, but don't take advantage, and don't take more than you need. And in the Brahmanda Purana, it also says the world can't function on its own because the Lord has to dwell in it for it to function. So that being said, everything's going on here. Yes, he is the controller and he's here all the time. We also know that because he's there as, of course, Paramatma, don't we? If we think about these different levels of consciousness of a devotee or even non-devotees, then we can appreciate that Krishna, like all loving fathers, he'd want us to be able to approach him and recognize that he has provided all of this through his energies. And we can approach him or not, accept or not. He doesn't interfere with that. If you want to accept it, he'll come close to you. If you don't, he'll ignore you. Like if you have a fight at home, with your brother or your father or your mother, and you don't speak for a few days, fine, no problem. Krishna's the same. Okay, you don't want to speak to me, no problem. I'll just go and do something else with somebody else, no problem. He's not, well, he's hurt by it because he wants you close. But he's not challenged by that hurt. Like we get challenged by that hurt. It becomes very uncomfortable for us. Yeah. It's like the end of the world. But for him, okay, it hurts because we're his children. He wants that love. Right. So just take this impersonalism. He can be impersonal if he wants to be. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can be personal with you as well if you want to be. It's up to him. In fact, he is Om Purnam. He's perfect and he's complete in every single way. And Mahaprabhu explains this to Sanatana Goswami, explaining that Krishna is so loving that he can appear to any of his children in any other way, in any way he wants. But ultimately, he says, just remember Lord Brahma's words, right? Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakara. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? He's got a body full of knowledge. He is eternal and he's full of bliss. He's got no origin. He is the original person, the Adipurusha, known as Govinda. And he's also the Sarvakaranam Karanam, the cause of all causes. Nothing happens without him. And what he's saying there, he's just reminding us, Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha. He's pointing out this bit to us especially. Just share this with you. He's pointing this out to us, isn't he? That he can be impersonal. He can be just his Paramatma feature if that's what you want. But ultimately, he is a person just like any person. He's Sat, he is Sat, Chit, and Ananda. His Sat feature is his Brahman realization, his bodily effulgence, that glow, you know, that warmth that attracts the impersonalists because they feel comfort in that warmth and that knowledge that he's their shelter, their ashraya. And there's nothing wrong with that for them. So we shouldn't criticize them either. That's their way. Our way is our way. We should do what we have to do, but we shouldn't criticize what they do because that's not what Krishna's asked us to do for him. He's asked us to do something else for him. We can also be impersonal, can't we? Huh? We can be really rude to people sometimes, or not very friendly, you know, or sometimes we just not in the mood to speak to somebody. Even at home, we can be impersonal with each other. So Krishna can also be impersonal. He is also Chit, which means his knowledge feature, you know, the super soul feature, the partial expansion that's present in everybody's heart as our witness and our guide. And our guide is full of knowledge because he can't be a guide if he's not able to guide you. Huh? So he's full of knowledge and he shares that knowledge with us in the heart. We call it instinct. You might be standing on the other side of the road and see something happening on the other side. And you think, I shouldn't really cross over, even though I want to go to the shop. But we still cross over. And then something happens and we knew it was going to happen. It's almost like a warning sign inside. Other things happen in our life similarly. Think about that. Then as Bhagavan, as a person, yes, we have the complete realization of his personality, his eternality, his knowledge, and his bliss. And we have all these features present in us too, don't we? And that's what Mahaprabhu is pointing out there, of course, to Sanatana Goswami. This is nice quote here in the chapter 5 there. Prabhupada mentions that by realizing the impersonal Brahman, one simply realizes the effulgence emanating from the transcendental body of the Lord. He says that effulgence, you know, that Brahman feature is compared to the sunshine. There's the sun god, the sun itself, and the sunshine. The sunshine is that glow, the Brahma Jyoti, the impersonal Brahman. And in the Brahma Samhita, of course, Lord Brahma confirms that he worships Krishna as the personality of Godhead. But he worships him as a person, even though he's filled with this unlimited Brahma Jyoti. Even though within the Brahma Jyoti there might be loads and loads of millions of universes within that Brahma Jyoti itself. We just think it's us, don't we? But there could be millions and millions of universes, and we don't know. In fact, science agrees now that there is a multiverse, or there are multiverses. Lord Brahma says, Yasya prabhava prabhavato jagadananta koti kotishvashesha vasudadi vibhuti bhinam tad brahma nishkalamanantam ashesha bhutam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. And what about the Paramatma feature? Let me invite some responses from you. What is this Paramatma feature all about? What about Jyoti Mataji? You're listening intently. What do you think? What can you share?
I think Brahma has seen the feature of Krishna, and with ecstasy he sang that whatever you sung now.
Yes.
So I think no one else has seen that directly.
Not directly, but we know it's there.
Yeah.
Because we know that there are people who, for example, just worship the impersonal Brahman because they feel that we should be merging with Krishna.
Yes.
That's their view of things. And then we are serving Krishna, so we don't feel we should merge with him. You know, so yes, you're right. You know, so Brahma says all this with love and respect. So he explains the Paramatma, the Brahman feature, and then the Paramatma feature. Prabhupada explains to us that this is Krishna's knowledgeable feature. It's full of knowledge because he's guiding us. It's also Krishna's partial expansion. Right? That partial expansion can sit there everywhere, and it can permeate every living being and every living thing. Now, here's the thing to consider. We talk about the Paramatma, the Christians talk about the Holy Spirit. So we have, we have Satchidananda Vigraha. So we have, Krishna with these different features. He's a person, he's spirit as the Brahma Jyoti, and he's also an incarnation, right? When he comes to visit. And what do we have in Christianity? We have God, God the Father, God the Son. Right? It's the same thing, really. Jesus Christ is supposed to be an expansion of their God, and the Holy Spirit is the Paramatma, which permeates everything. I find lots of similarities, and it makes me wonder, what Krishna's plan is here. His plan is not to make us fight, but we do fight because we're selfish, aren't we? I'm right, you're wrong. That's how we are.
Prabhu, you talked about Paramatma and Chit, right? Knowledge.
Yes.
Is sometimes intuition is coming because of that, Paramatma?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. You could be on one side of the road or in a room somewhere, and you just turn around because you feel somebody is staring at you. Sometimes you don't even know why you turn around, but you turn around and you catch somebody's eye. And then you look back and you think, were they just looking at the back of my head? You've been there? That's what I call, well, humanity calls it instinct, intuition. I think it's far more than that. Because everybody has it. Right? And sometimes we are just so bang on the nail, we know exactly that we're right and that we shouldn't have done that or we should have done that. And we sometimes kick ourselves afterwards, don't we? For not following our own advice. Something in my head told me to, we say. You heard that saying before. Or I knew I shouldn't do that, right? But actually, we should think deeper. Where does this all actually come from?
So I was fascinated with this intuition. I was going into one of the sessions with some other group. They were talking about the intuition. So I think this is where like Paramatma's knowledge is coming to us, which we will not foresee with these five senses. No, I think
exactly. Why can't we appreciate everything with our five senses or with our working senses? Because they're not perfect.
Yes.
Our senses are not perfect. We sometimes see things that appear to be something else, or we see somebody looking in a certain manner and we assume they might be talking about us or saying something bad, because that's the way our brains are tuned.
Yes.
We have a selfish personal agenda. It's all about me, it's all about me, it's all about me. It can't be about anybody else or anything nice. It has to be about me. That's human nature. I'm not saying everybody's nasty and horrible, but we have this inherent nature, don't we, to make it all about us. So absolutely right there, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
So Krishna provides all the detailed knowledge in the universe, right? And here's Mahaprabhu has given us these two bits of knowledge about Brahman and Paramatma. But Krishna says to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, doesn't he?
Yeah, Hare Krishna is 1861.
Yeah.
Ishara Sarvabhutanam Hridadesh Arjuna Tishtati. Yeah.
Yeah, that's there too. Would you like to say the full verse and the translation there?
Yeah. Yeah. Andrew? Yeah. Thank you. Istara sarvabhutanam riddeshe janatistati brahmayam sarvabhutani yantarudhani mayaya.
Yeah, and the translation?
Translation, yes. 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 Translation, yeah. Hare Krishna. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wandering of all living entities who are seated as one on a machine made of the material energy.
Yeah. It's very direct, that, isn't he? He says exactly what's going on there. It's another verse you reminded me, so let me just bring this one up. That's another one. Yes, that's another, yeah, that's another good one. And then I've got one here, if somebody would like to have a go at this one.
Anyone would like to recite this verse and translation?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Can I try? आतः वा बहु नैतेन किं जनन्तेन तव रजम् विसत्तव्यम् इदं कृष्णतम् एकं सेना स्थितो जगत. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervert the support this entire universe. Hare Krishna.
And he's telling us there in his own words that this Paramatma is just a tiny fragment of me. It's my partial expansion. And with this tiny fragment, I can just be all over the universe within milliseconds. Such is Krishna's power, his prowess. So,
yeah,
go on, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay. There is another one also in the 1323 is also mentioning about Paramatma.
Please go on.
Okay. Yet in this body there is another, a transcendental enjoyer who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor, who exists as the overseer and permitter, and who is known as the super soul.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Yes. So we've Mahaprabhu has explained there, about these two different features, and then there's this other feature, isn't there? Krishna is just as much an individual as other living beings. But he's different because he's the supreme living being. And he's also the universal order provider. He's the universal maintainer, the sustainer of all living beings. But nothing can be taken away from him, even though he's supplying everything. He's not losing anything. In fact, he's gaining, because he's gaining the love and the wonderful things that come from devotees afterwards. And we, as his children, can enjoy this wonderful eternal life with him, full of knowledge and association, if only we give him unconditional love. And that's how we can approach Krishna. All these things, knowledge, impersonalism, this personal love and devotion and work, we have to work, he has to work. He's constantly working to maintain all this, isn't he? He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he's still working. He even says in the Bhagavad Gita he has to work. So we've got all these characteristics which are very similar to Krishna. Qualitatively the same, as Prabhupada says, but not quantitatively. So how can we approach Krishna? We can approach him in the same way that we like to be approached. With love, with respect, with kindness. And we can follow the rules and regulations that he's laid down for us. And there's nothing there that's rigid, is there? We can all, adjust some of these how we want. He makes it very easy for us. Even if we don't want to worship him, he makes everything very easy. He still feeds us. He still houses us. We still get put into a nice family environment, depending on our past karma. That's something that we have to accept, don't we? And then we have systems and regulations which our acharyas have put in place for us, like the 4 regulative principles. And they're there to help us build character and discipline. And if we build character and discipline, we can slowly get to that stage where we can connect with Krishna very easily. And knowing that he's a person and he understands the weaknesses that we have as people, then we can also approach him with love, with kindness, and with respect. Srila Prabhupada says, actually, in this, just to close, in this chapter 5, if somebody would just like to read this, because this sort of captured my attention a little bit, just 1 second. Yeah, if somebody would just like to read this, just to conclude.
Shall I read, Prabhu?
Please carry on. Yes.
Full paragraph from the beginning.
Yes.
Devotional service is the only perfection accepted by all Vedic literatures. Just as when a poor man receives some treasure, he becomes happy. When one attains to devotional service, his material pains are automatically vanquished. As one advances in devotional service, he attains love of God. And as he advances in this love, he becomes free from all material bondage. One should not think, however, that disappearance of poverty and the liberation from the bondage are the goals of devotional service. Love of Krishna, love of God is itself the goal, and it consists in releasing the reciprocation of loving service with the Lord. In all Vedic literatures, we find that the attainment of this loving relationship between the living entity and the Supreme Lord is the goal of devotional service. Our actual function is devotional service, and our ultimate goal is love of God. Therefore, in all Vedic literatures, Krishna is the ultimate center, and through knowledge of Krishna, all the problems of life are solved.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada's words are beautiful, aren't they? And I highlighted this bit in yellow deliberately because this is his core message. This is Prabhupada's message. It's also Krishna's message. Love of Krishna, love of God, is itself the goal, and it consists in relishing the reciprocation of loving service with the Lord. Reciprocation of loving service. And it is a reciprocation. He's providing for us. We should be able to reciprocate in some way. And also when we engage in devotional service, he gives us more, doesn't he? Because we get association from devotees, we get the opportunity to do more service, we become happy in ourselves, we connect with things, that it all just kind of unfolds. At least that's the way it worked out for me. And I'm hoping it's the same for everybody. I leave it there. Any questions? No questions. Okay.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
this you're talking about love, right? When we connect to Lord God as our real Father, then that relationship we can establish, right? Unlike in other religions, God is somewhere above, top, somewhere. It's very very difficult to comprehend. Here we are saying is a personality. So when the person comes in, that we can establish that love. The relationship can be established. I think that's where we think that we can advance in that.
Absolutely. You know, there are other faiths in the world which are personal. Christianity is very personal. You know, Jesus Christ, he came to save souls by being crucified on the cross deliberately as a sacrifice. You know, it was a message, God's message, that look what you guys are doing to us. That's personal. That's about developing love and compassion and kindness. That was the message. But here we have it's so much more intense in Krishna consciousness because it's real. When you go to the church, it's very ritualistic and grand. And it feels nice. And you know something has happened, but you're not quite sure what. But when you're, say, for instance, doing your deity worship at home and you're bathing the deities and changing the deities and offering various foodstuffs, we understand that Krishna is actually present there in his Vigraha form. This is another part of his kindness, isn't it? We can develop that loving relationship. When Arjun approached Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra and he said, I want to see your form, your Virat Rupa form. And Krishna said, oh, I'm not sure about this because you don't have the eyes to see yet. No, but he says, all right, I'll give you the eyes to see, but see what happens. So he blessed Arjun with the vision to see this Virat Rupa form. But then what happened? Arjun couldn't look for too long, could he? He was terrified. He was shaking and very bewildered by the whole experience. But realizing that actually, yes, this is the Supreme Personality of God definitely in front of me. But he couldn't handle that. So Krishna makes it easy. He gives us the deity form. See, we're kind of boxed up in our limited understanding in this world. We can only understand what we see and experience from the point of view of this world, not from another viewpoint, because we've not been there, or if we have been there, we don't remember it because we're not supposed to. That's another conversation, but
Very nice.
It shows us, doesn't it, actually, how much Krishna does care. Even to the point where if you don't want to know him at all, you can be an atheist. And if you have that, need, if you're a very needy person and you need to be warm and you need to feel that somebody's holding you all the time, you can be impersonalist. Because no matter what impersonalists say about being impersonal, actually there's a personal element to it because they know they're going to this warmth and security of the Brahmajyoti. They're seeking security, aren't they? Everybody wants to be held and cared for. Same thing is going on in some way or another. Thank you for that point, Prabhu. That was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. One more realization from your thing is that so we can't always enjoy ourselves, right? We need an association to enjoy. Even if you are the personality, right? If you are having a personality, then we can exchange our loving relationship, talk, whatever it is, right? That's a beauty that
it is. Think about what we do when we go to the temple, for example. We can associate and we sit in the kirtan. Sometimes it's not in the temple, it can be in our home, it can be in the street,
Yeah.
But that personal interaction can happen anywhere. It doesn't have to be in a temple because Krishna is everywhere.
Yes.
He's the fabric of this universe is him. He's put it all there for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And so one point, Prabhuji. So when Prabhupada was speaking on Krishna, so he mentioning about the Christians, they worship the Lord as the Father. They treat him Father. We are all children, and the propensity of the children is take from the Father and enjoy.
Yes.
But whereas Krishna, so devotees of Krishna, they make Krishna as that child and and serve him, bathe him, play with him, treat him nicely, very beautifully. This is you can become a father of Krishna.
Yes.
Of the Lord.
This is the beauty of what we have, And I'll be honest, when I was born into a Vaishnava family, but I didn't get Krishna at all. Didn't understand him. And I didn't understand these demons and all the things, all the activities with the monsters and stuff. Oh yeah, whatever. That's what was going on in my mind. And why are we bathing this statue? Why is she doing this? And why? But nobody could explain at the time because we didn't have the words. We didn't actually have, for many of us, we didn't have the knowledge. For me, the knowledge came after at the age of 40, 43, 44. What am I, 57 now? So yeah, 45. At 45 years old, the realization came. I went to the temple and I experienced so many new things and I learned something. But before that, I wasn't ready. But when I was ready, then it kind of all fell into place, and then 12 years later, I'm doing this on a Saturday night instead of going to the pub or a club or, wherever else I might be. And I'm grateful for it. Very grateful for the opportunity because my life has changed for the better. Anyway.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very nice explanation, Prabhu. It was
Thank you.
Wonderful session.
Okay. Any other questions to Prabhuji, dear devotees? And also in the Brahma Samhita, okay, Ramlal Prabhuji was. Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, you mentioned nicely Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, but Bhagavan realization, you did not give any, sorry, maybe I cannot get any reference or anything else. Can you give about something Bhagavan realization?
Bhagavan realization. Well, the realization of Bhagavan is realizing that Krishna is a person. That's the realization. Brahman just refers to his impersonal feature, just this energy. So Paramatma is just that partial expansion seated within the heart. But the Bhagavan aspect is the tangible aspect, isn't it? Because you can have a relationship with a person, with the whole person. A whole person can be impersonal. He can be impersonal. He can be knowledgeable. He can be full of bliss, Sachidananda, and he has a form, Vigraha. There's the Bhagavan aspect. That's basically what Mahaprabhu was saying there in the purport. Does that make sense, Prabhu?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and so just yesterday was speaking on Bhagavatam to chat group. So there, the one verse says in Prabhupada giving an explanation. Whenever Brahma, he has meditated for thousands of years of meditation. After that, the Lord has personally appeared in front of Brahma. So that means, so in a person, so that Brahma can experience it. So that means one is the Brahman relation is there, Paramatma is there, the Lord is presently there, and who is source of everything, and speaking the Chatushloki Bhagavata. So with one stroke, Bhakti Yoga and one side condemning the impersonal philosophers. So everything just by presence of the showing the form of the Lord in front of Brahma. It is so beautifully Prabhupada is explaining in the second canto, chapter 9, verses 3 and 4. Those very beautiful things. So I just wanted to share. Thank you so much, Prabhupada.
Thank you very much. Yes, nice realization. Nice reference to share, Prabhu. Thank you.
And so the Lord can only be understood. Prema janachurita bhakti vilochanena santa sadaiva hrudayeshu vilokayanti yam shama sundaram. So Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So this is very beautifully, everything is explained with only love. We can conquer the Lord, not by any. Says you are reciting the verses from the first Uddhava, what Krishna spoke to Uddhava, the first two shlokas. So, yeah, Bhaktyamam Abhijanat Yavan Shashmi Tattvataha Tato Tatvodjnata Vishite Tadanantaram. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Any other questions, dear devotees, to Prabhuji? Okay, no questions.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhuji,
Thank you very much.
for sharing
Thank you.
with all of
Thank you.
us.
It's nice to see you all again.
Thank you so much.
I look forward to meeting you all on a Saturday. It's kind of a nice break for me. So thank you.
Hope we will see you, Prabhuji, again. Can I request all the devotees kindly unmute and do 3 loud Hari Bols to Krishna Keshav Prabhuji?
Hari
Hari
Bol. Hari
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
For kindly giving your valuable time to us.
You're welcome. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm gonna ring off now because I think my prasadam is being brought. So
Yeah,
please
sure.
excuse me. Hare Krishna, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Krishna.
Krishna.
Okay, so thank you so much. It is so wonderful session. Okay, so just once again to bring what Prabhuji was. So this is our. So Lord Chaitanya was speaking to Sanatana Goswami. So Krishna Keshav Prabhuji is kindly summarizing all this information to us. So here, Jyoti Mataji, would you like to recite these two verses? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted from Lord's instructions to Uddhava from Bhagavatam.
Yeah. न साध्यते मां योगो न साङ्ख्यं धर्म उद्धव न स्वाध्यायस्तपस्त्यागो यथा भक्तिर्ममूर्छिता भक्त्याहम् एकया ग्राह्यः श्रद्धयात्मा प्रिया सतां भक्तिः पुनाति मननिष्ठा स्वपकान् अपि सम्भवात्. Hare Krishna.
And also, would you like to read the translation, Mataji?
My dear Uddhava, neither philosophical speculation, nor meditational yoga, nor penances can give me such pleasure as devotional service practiced by the living entities. I am dear only to my devotees, and I can be achieved only by devotional service. Even an extremely low-born person will become free from all contamination if he takes to my devotional service. Devotional service is the only path by which one can achieve the Supreme Person.
Perfect. So beautiful. So any your reflections, Mataji, your understanding?
Yeah, here devotional service is the highest thing that one can do. Um, Even charity or reading scriptures, everything comes next. That's what I can feel. Wherever possible, take up the devotional service and do.
Yes. Very beautiful points. Any other comments, dear devotees, you wanted to share your reflections here? So here, whenever it comes to the devotional service, it is the service. One has to render service. He has to put pranaihi addaihi diya vacha shreya acharanam sada. All the time one has to work. Pranaihi, his life. Addaihi, his wealth. Diya, his intelligence. Vacha, his words. Have to use in the service of the Lord. Shreya acharanam sada. In all times and circumstances. That is devotional service. Some people, they go and do meditate in different ways, but तथा परिचात्म समाधियोग भलेन जित्वा प्रकृतिं बलिष्ठां त्वामेव धीराः पुरुषं विशन्ति तेषां श्रमः स्यान्न तु सेवयाते. So many people, they try to control their senses and to understand for the self-realization, but some devotees, just by rendering the service, they attain you. Likewise, the demigods, they pray to the Supreme Lord. So it is one of the prayers of the demigods. So just the rendering service. What are the services? This is service comes using your words and giving your time and energy, going into the temple, just cleansing the temple. So in number of ways. Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. These are the 9 different kinds of things. So Dasyam is going to the temple and rendering service, and Shravanam, just hearing, that is Shravana Seva. Kirtanam, speaking about the Lord. Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, even remembering about the Lord. These are all different kinds of services. So one has to engage in all that time. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam manusmara yudhyacha mayarpita mano buddhir mam yevaishasi asamsayah. Then we can attain Krishna. And then here Prabhupada is giving so many reflections here. 9.23, this is Kimba What is this verse? Kim punar brahmanaha punya bhakta rajeshata. What is this verse? Yat karoshya yat dasnasi. 923, that one who worships the demigods is in fact worshipping only Krishna, because different parts of the body of Vishnu. This is Narayana Paraveda Deva Narayana Angajaha. Deva Narayana Angajaha. So they are the parts of the Supreme Lord, and but that worship is Yajante Avidhi Purvakam, irregular. So and then further, what is the purpose of different types of worship described in the Vedic literature? So to include all kinds of people, all the living entities, to give a chance. So here, Sukadeva Goswami in the Bhagavatam, he explains that there are so many. If you wanted knowledge, you worship Lord Shiva. If you wanted wealth, you worship Vasus. If you wanted lots of strength for the sense gratification, you have to worship Indra. If you wanted a beautiful wife, you worship Uma Devi. Likewise, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the second canto, here Sukadeva Goswami explains. After that, he says those verses, and he says about Akama Sarvakamowa Mokshakama Udaridi Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Yajeta Purusham Param. If one has got desires, or if he doesn't have any desires, he has got a liberation desire, then he can worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In all times and circumstances, one has to worship only Krishna. Yajeta Purusham Param, in all times and circumstances. So here Sukadeva Goswami here is mentioning all other whom to worship for what. So different kinds of demigods, it is explained here. And then further, that is Vedic literature gives opportunities for all levels of people. But at the end, categorizing the people into three categories: devotees in the mode of goodness, devotees in the mode of passion, and devotees in the mode of ignorance. Bhakti yoga bahuvido margaihi bhamini bhavyate swabhava guna marghena pumsam bhava vibhijyate. The three types of bhakti yoga: one is in the mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Abhisandaya yohimsam dhambam masharyameva cha. Dhambam masharyameva va. So this is with the pride and having violence, such kind of devotional service in the mode of ignorance. And then abhisandaya yo vishyan abhisandaya yesha aishwaryam mevava. If we have got desires, that is in the mode of passion. Achadavacche jhomam prutakbhavaha sarajasaha. That is passion. And karma nirhar muddhisya parasmin va yadarchanam parasmin va yadarpanam. To completely free from the material activities. So such kind of activity is in the mode of goodness. So now in the wherever we see, people are of three categories in this category of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Likewise, the Vedic literatures, the Puranas, 18 Puranas, some 6 Puranas are for the mode of people in the mode of goodness, 6 Puranas for the people in the mode of passion, and 6 Puranas for the people in the mode of ignorance. Though they are allocated to the different categories of people, but they're all transcendental literatures. But Srimad Bhagavatam, it is meant for Paramahamsas. It is the topmost. Nigama kalpa tarur ghalitam palam sukumukadam drava samvitam. It is a Nigama kalpa tarur ghalitam. It is a completely ripened fruit. So that is Srimad Bhagavatam. Here, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining all these instructions to Sanatana Goswami. And then further he's quoting, accepting Sridhar Goswami authorized commented on Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is the Dasame Dasyamam Laksham Ashritashraya Vigraham Sri Krishnama Parandhama Jagadhama Namami Tat. This is the Ashriya Tattva, the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is one has to why in the Srimad Bhagavatam we have to gradually elevate ourselves, canto 1, canto 2, canto 3, like that. We come to the canto 10. Then we see the Krishna with full potency there. Otherwise, if we directly jump there, we may misunderstand. So that's why Prabhupada suggests we have to go gradually and finally take the shelter of Krishna. Okay, so that is that statement there. And then further, one has to depend, this is Ashriya Tattva. One has to depend on Krishna in all times and circumstances. That is one thing. And then so this is Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. This is Brahma Samhita. And then Edecham Chakalaha Pumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mrudayanti Yuge Yuge. So Krishna is the source of all other incarnations. This is the from Srimad Bhagavatam. And then Krishna's features are Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. And then later on, this is Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti Shvashesha Vuzdad Vibhuti Bhinnam Tad Brahma Nishkalam Anantam Ashesha Bhutam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This is Ashesha Bhutam. It is the variegatedness in the spiritual planets, in the Goloka Vrindavana or Vaikuntha planets. This is Vasudadi Vibhuti Bhinnam. It is unlimited Brahmajyoti. In Brahmajyoti, there are innumerable universes, each filled with innumerable planets. So that is variegatedness. And then further, Krishnam yenam avehitvam atmanam akilatmanam jagaditaya so apyatra dehi vabhati maya. So this one, Krishna should be known as the soul of all souls. He is the soul of all individual souls and soul of localized Paramatma as well. At Vrindavana, he acted just like a human being to attract people to him and show that he is not formless. See, that is the reason. Okay, likewise, this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining everything to Sanatana Goswami. अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टभ्याहमिदं कृष्णम् एकांशेन स्थितो जगत्. So this is Brahma Samhita. यः कादानवजले भजति स्म योगा निद्रा मनन्त जगदण्ड सरोमकूपः आधारशक्तिम् अवलम्ब्य परां पुमूर्तिं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. So here for the Mahavishnu, who is the just share Mahavishnu, who is the source of all other universes. He is the so this one again sharing. This is Mahavishnu. For him, Mahavishnu, this Adhar Shaktim Avalambya Param Sumurtim. Krishna is the source for Mahavishnu. Adhar Shaktim Avalambya Param Sumurtim. And then Yasyaika Nisvasita Kata Matavalambhya Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanaadaha Vishnur Mahansaiha Yasya Kala Vishesho Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. That Mahavishnu, within whose breath so many universes are coming and going out. That Vishnu is only Ek Amsha. In the Brahma Samhita, that is mentioning. So we understand where is Vishnu, where is Krishna. And here in the Brahma Jyoti, there is Vaikuntha planets. And then, so if we see here, the where the expansions of Krishna, just to show that bottom. So here, this is the Krishna here, the spiritual planets, and bottom is the material planets. Krishna, and he expands into Swayam Prakash Shakti. First one is the Prabhava Prakasha and Vaibhava Prakasha. And in the, this is Goloka Vrindavana, the thick yellow part. And then further, he expands himself into Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. So there are two kinds of quadruples. One is in the Goloka Vrindavana, and another one is in the just taking this picture. This is a beautiful picture. Once again and again, we feel to see this one and understand the scriptures. So this is the Goloka Vrindavana where Krishna is always stays there. And here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and here Krishna and Radha Rani and all other gopis pastimes are going on. And Krishna, he is here and he is surrounded by the Chaturasram, Chaturmurdhe, Chaturdama, likewise 4 abodes. And here Vasudeva, and then here Sankarshana and Pradyumna, and here top Aniruddha. These are the 4 expansions, quadruple expansions. And from the Sankarshana, the Vaikuntha plants, the Narayana, he expands, Sankarshana expands himself as a Narayana, and from Narayana again quadruple. So again here, this is Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. So this is again 4 expansions comes here. So here Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. And then here the Sankarshana in the Vaikuntha, expansion of Narayana. From him, the Karnadaksai Vishnu comes. So that is the Karnadaksai Vishnu. And from Karnadaksai Vishnu, Garbhodaksai Vishnu, and then Kshirodaksai Vishnu, and then further from Garbhodaksai Vishnu to Brahma, and everyone else comes. So where is Krishna? Where is the Vishnu and everything else? So that is, but though even he expands himself as a Krishna, Deepachirevihi dasantaram abhipetya Deepayate Vivrata Hetu Samana Dharma. It is Samana Dharma. Krishna, there is no difference between Krishna and Vishnus, though the same potency. But Krishna, he always stays as person in the Goloka Vrindavana. But Krishna is the first candle. All other expansions are many other candles. They also have the same potency as Krishna. Okay, so that is just a few things to share in the context of here about Krishna. So just I also stop here. Dear devotees, if you have got any other things to share, questions, kindly share. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Can you go right back to the top where it was mentioned about the Krishna when you worship the demigods? It goes, is we worshiping Krishna, but it's the first time I've heard that.
Yes.
And it's kind of confusing to me. Can you please explain it a bit?
Yes, Mataji. So here, okay, let me just open that verse. So, yepi anya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayanvitaha tepi mam eva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. Who are worshipping the different demigods. So those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti. But they do in a wrong way.
Right, I didn't see that bit. Yes, because we are not advised to do that, to worship the demigods, are we?
Yes, we are not advised, yes.
Yeah, and so, yeah, and the other thing, because of that statement, the earlier statement, I was thinking, do the demigods meet, like have a conference with Krishna or Vishnu? Because it's never been mentioned before. How do they communicate and make it work, harmoniously? Because they're left to their own device. I know they're connected with, they got material desires, and they're in, they delve or involved in material opulences.
So there, so demigods, if they got any problem, they go to the Kshirodaksai Vishnu. So here, demigods approach Kshirodaksai Vishnu. to the milk portion. This is the milk portion where Kshirodaksaya Vishnu resides, who is also called Virat Rupa, who is also called Super Soul. And so all the demigods, they approach the milk portion, the shore of milk portion, and they pray. And even Brahma also goes. So here is Brahma.
So what are they praying for? Can I ask?
The prayers, so the prayers, it is mentioned in the third canto, chapter, I think the demigod prayers. Namamate deva padaravindam प्रपन्नतापोपशमातपत्रं यन्मूलकेत यतेञ्जसोरु संसारदुःखं बहिरुत्क्षिपन्ति दातर्यदिस्मिन् भवैष जीवाः तापत्रेणापि हता न शर्म आत्मन् लभन्ते भगमस्तवाङ्घ्रि छायां सविध्यमत आश्रयेम मर्घन्ति यत्ते मुखपद्मनिडैः चन्दः सुपनैः वृषो विविक्ते.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Omkru is out. I think he'll join. Maybe we can wait. Very short.
Okay. Until what time this one will go, Prabhu?
I think it's almost finished, but just to addition of the lecture.
Okay.
It's almost finished now.
That happens from time to time, just get cut off. I had that problem last Wednesday. I just got cut off for no reason. Then I had to go and connect on my Wi-Fi and everything. So I think similar problem, because Prabhu never just don't leave like that. Yeah.
No, normally not. Some problem is some
Yeah,
internet.
yeah.
So just we can wait.
Sure, yeah.
Hare Krishna.
How are you, Prabhu?
Not good. I am taking painkiller. Yes, yeah, it's very hard. Sometimes even I, yeah, you see, sometimes I can't talk.
Oh, yes, I know. You bless you. Yeah, I know you come if you can. Yeah, I went to the Ratha Yatra in Watford, but it was too late. I went to the park and they had it in the town because of the rain.
I see. And tomorrow there will be event for that?
Yes, there is this Nana. Yeah, yeah. Did anybody else go to the Ratha Yatra?
We hope we are trying to go to be there.
Tomorrow, yes. But today, did anybody attempt to do the trip to Watford? No.
Yeah, Amakurbu arrived. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Hare
Apologies.
Krishna.
Were you able to see my screen, Mataji?
No, no. We knew something was wrong with your Wi-Fi or something. We had an idea anyway.
Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so I think some funny thing is going on with my system.
Yeah, mine as well. It sometimes does that.
Okay, so that is about Krishna's pastimes. Any other questions, dear devotees? Wanted to share, or we shall move into the next part of our program, Narsimha prayers. Okay, so today Narsimha prayers by Bhaktini Jyoti Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
When you're ready, Mataji, kindly start your Narsimha prayers.
Is it Prabhu? Do I need to sing or sing and follow? How does it work?
You want someone to respond, Mataji?
I don't know because I've not done this. If you want me to sing alone one time, I'll do that. Try.
Okay.
Should I try like that? Sing.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, please.
Shri Narsimha Pranama. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadayine. हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षसः शिलटङ्कानकालाय हितो नशिमो परतो नशिमो यतो यामि ततो नशिमा बहिर्नशिमो हृदये नशिमो नशिममादिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरे अद्भुतशृङ्गम् दलितहिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे नरसिंहदेव 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 प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज ते गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So beautiful, Mataji. It is very nice to hear your Narsimharati prayers. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, dear devotees. So now we are 9:30. If you have got anything to share, kindly share. Otherwise, we shall conclude and see you tomorrow morning for Japa session at 5:30 a.m. And tomorrow we continue the Ramayana. Okay, and also if devotees have got anything, any questions, we can discuss further tomorrow morning after our regular Japa session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai Prabhupada ki jai
Jai.
Jai Hare
Conscious night, everyone.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bo.
Hare